Hello, minions! Start that timer because I still don't have the ability to do longer than 15-minute videos. And I don't know why my dogs are suddenly loose in my house. Oh, that's good. You guys just... What the... There was a dog right here. Where'd he go? Dog? Dog! The dog gets stuck in the wall. Dog! I'm sorry, dog. May have lost you. Anyway, I've been a little busy. Let me show you what I've done. I have done a little bit more mining, but you guys aren't too interested in that. You will be interested, I think, in what I've done to my laboratories, because that's the part where I'm expanding. I can't remember. I should have gone back and watched the video exactly what you guys have seen. You saw that I'm labeling my entries now, but let's go down here, and you'll see on this side of the hallway we've got the melon and pumpkin farm. Carrots, potatoes, and wheat are on this side. And then, of course, you go down here, and you see that we've got enchanting, and then melons and pumpkins. And you're like, wait, melons and pumpkins on both sides? Oh, yes, you'll see. And I think you probably already guessed that it just goes through. Haha. Carrots, potatoes, I think I already showed you guys this because I just finished it. One thing I don't think I mentioned is, remember how that last video or 2 videos ago when I was first building this farm, I was like, oh, the potatoes are kind of glitching and it's not dropping them. Well, it's not the potatoes. It'll be anything that happens like that. I had these dispensers on the ground, right? So they were right here, and so the bucket of water in them, when you activate it, spills out a source block onto the first line in front of it. And the source block replaces crops that are there instead of breaking them. So the whole first line is just destroyed when you do that. So my solution for that was to move these up and back 1 block so that the source blocks exist here, and then they flow down 1, which breaks these instead of destroying them. And then all of these 8 rows come, and then the water stops just short of the stone here. So that's the fix, in case you guys are wondering why it was destroying that last layer of crops, is move them up and back 1. And that'll get you your farm. And these are all 8x8 farms, which allows me to easily replant them because 1 stack of 64 replants the whole farm. Easy peasy Japanesey. Is that racist? It's a relatively common phrase that I heard growing up, and I don't know. Saying Japanese isn't racist. Is Japanesey racist? Anyway. Wheat. Same thing. Exact same design as the carrot and potato farm, except this entire room is wheat. Because if I decide to switch my main food source, which I hope to when I get rid of all the thousands of cookies I still have left, go back to using bread. So this will be a relatively high yield wheat farm for making bread. I've got a decent amount already. Only harvested it like 3 times. Pumpkins and melons. Pretty straightforward design. The same basic one I used in my single player design, where the edges are the actual melon stalks on both sides, and then the areas where you see the pumpkins growing are the grow spots, and those are pistons underneath them. So it doesn't break here. These hydrated farmland blocks, which are hydrated by this row of water that I've put underneath this half-step walkway on both sides. And the output of this was kind of dictated more by the space that I put it in than by desire, because this is kind of the setup you have to run all these pistons. And so I only had the amount of room for 3 rows of each, but they've each got their own separate collection buttons, and you'll see it's just pops up the pistons. Because this piston is directly adjacent to the power source, it pops up sooner but drops with the rest of them. That's just a side effect of how compact this design is. I don't know, I might have been able to do some sort of redstone trickery to get around that, but wasn't worth it. So there's that. I basically got, I don't know why I have it separated this way, I just did. There's seeds on this side, and over here is the melons. Boys, cut it out! So you can see that's where I'm harvesting that stuff. That's my next farm. As you may be able to tell, I'm finally getting to all my farms. The next one I really want to get to, and I haven't decided exactly where to put it, is my tree farm. This is my reed farm, which I've recently harvested. And this design may be a little confusing, and it kind of is to me as well, but it was kind of neat, Plus, kind of intuitively, the way I thought about it was I want to build my reed farm, and I want to do it as space efficiently as I can, but also make it as easy to harvest as possible. So I could have just done rows, but then I would have had to go up a row and then down a row, and it would have probably been easier. I don't even know. It might have been more space efficient. But I decided to go this way, so it does kind of a curvy thing, so I can go around harvesting it like this. And these blocks are covering up water sources, because as you probably know, for reeds, there has to be a directly adjacent water source to every block. So diagonal doesn't work. So like this water source doesn't water this block. I had to put water source here. So that's why there's these kind of like orphan spaces as well. But it's not too bad. So these cover water blocks, and the reason I made them double high, I initially made them slabs, and these are actually double stacked slabs because I made them all slabs, and then I was like, no, you know what, I'll make them full blocks. So they're double stacked slabs because this allows me not to accidentally walk up on them while I'm harvesting. I can still jump on them. But this way I can just move through here, keep my cursor at eye level, and just harvest away as I go. Harvest, harvest, harvest. And yeah, so I can start, I don't know, making some more paper and such. I've started carving out a little more area to build some more, you know, farms or rooms or whatever around here. But that's pretty much it. So yeah, you can see this area didn't used to be carved out. It is now. And actually, I've torched this area, so I don't even need these anymore. I do need those, though, because I haven't lit up that passageway. So yeah, I need to probably decorate down here some paintings, but that's all I've pretty much done down here. Trying to think what else there is new to show you, or I should have thought ahead to what something I can actually do here. The reason I've been doing like building those farms and stuff not on camera is I've been doing that in some of the time when I'm still kind of like having to keep an eye on the kids, so I have to stop and start, and there's a lot of background noise, so I haven't been recording those. But also, it's just basically me digging giant holes underground and then putting dirt in them. So it's not the most exciting thing in the world. I don't know if I've ever really shown or explained to you guys my mine system here, but wow, that is laggy. But my mine here, I dug these large areas out. I need to do something with them. I was thinking about putting my tree farms down here, but then the idea of separating my farms from my area that has all my farms in it, I don't know if I'm going to end up doing that. I need to, maybe you guys have ideas. What's something I can put down in these giant hollowed out caverns I've made? Basically the way it works is, you guys have seen my mine before, I think. But every 2 to 3 blocks, and I've actually in my newer ones started cutting out every 2 blocks instead of every 3. Less efficient, but more thorough. Is I took an area that's just like this for those, and I just dug out the entire center and then reassembled the wall around the outer edge, and dug it down to 1 block above bedrock so that it can be even and not have bedrock intermixed in it. So at some point I may dig out all of these areas. But yeah, what should I do with them? I don't know. But my mine's growing its way back here. Here's the newest area that I cut out. You can see I haven't really started mining it much. A couple of rows here. Enough to get me an extra 20 or so. Well, actually, I've found about 30 or more diamonds from just digging out the part of this area I did for these tunnels and the first couple areas. But yeah, these are my rails for doing my expansion. But I don't know if I ever explained my rail system. I believe I did, but I basically have it set up so these edges don't have rails, the center has a rail, and then they have these branching paths, so that wherever you are, and the way that these button and then powered rail sections work is if you're going that way, the sections aren't powered, so it'll stop the cart. But what it will do is if you're going with those sections, no matter where you are, if you put yourself in a minecart and get on the track and hit a powered rail, it will take you all the way back to the top. Man, it's kind of a loud minecart. I do love that they added minecart sounds. But that's just my headset, I guess, maybe. Little loud. So, yep. I kind of like that setup. If I expand my mine out instead of simply back, I may have to figure out an adjustment for that, or maybe I'll just extend the arm branches. I mean, it basically just means that I'm at most like 13 blocks, because those sections are 25 blocks wide. At most, I'm like 13 blocks from a rail cart that'll actually, or a piece of rail that'll actually take me back to here. Well, I want to build a minecart or boat elevator here, which means I can just click, 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 click. I still haven't gotten to that. And this is a staircase, which is basically just a smoother way to come up if I get down there and I don't want to build a minecart or I don't have one or whatever. Instead of having to hop up on the rail cart sections, I can just take the staircase, but this is an extremely long staircase, so not a preferred option. Not at all. As you can tell, I haven't updated my texture pack yet. I'm kind of digging the default, at least to an extent where it doesn't bother me that much. Labeled my temporary chest where I'm keeping my ore blocks until I hit them with my fortune pick. I've got a lot of fortune picking to do. Down in that mine, got a lot of stuff. But yeah, wow, already 10 minutes. Haven't really done anything up there. Not a whole lot to show you. Not a whole lot of people have been on all that often on the server. A lot of people that play Minecraft have, I think, been playing Black Ops, and you know, takes time away. I put out some some potions here that I brewed, some speed 2 potions, so that when I decide to use my nether path, I can come here. By the way, if you come to my place and you use one of my potions, put the bottle back, please, so I can refill it. Don't just take the bottle with you. If you want to take it with you and then refill it at the other end, in the other chest, that's fine, but leave me my bottles, please. I'm letting you drink my potions, at least leave me my bottles. But look how fast that gets me from there to the central portal. There's my other side. Nothing crazy at the XP grinder. Have I showed you guys since we created the covered path at the XP grinder? Maybe not. I think that's going to be the last thing I'll show you. Because that's also I've been doing a lot of work with my anvils, which is why I have such awesome tools right now, which is going to make an accidental death or me falling into lava without access to my my dead body to get my tools back an absolute travesty, because I've got some frickin' awesome tools right now. Just because rather than having to re-enchant these tools and, you know, get an efficiency and an unbreaking for this one, and then that one's fortune, and then this one's silk touch, I can combine my picks so that I don't have to double up. So like my main work pick is efficiency unbreaking, and then I also keep an efficiency and unbreaking silk touch because I can combine them together and give them the effects. If I have a silk touch pick and I have an efficiency and unbreaking pick, I can combine them and create a silk touch efficiency unbreaking pick, which is awesome. I guess I'll eat on the run. So here we are. I don't know if I've showed you guys this, but now the nether path is about 95% Enderman safe. The staircase areas are still problematic. I think they can still technically teleport into there, even though I don't think they can spawn in them. So occasionally I have an issue with that. That spawn pad, I believe, we've got blocked off to just enough space where Endermen can teleport into there, even though they can't spawn there. So on the way back, we may encounter an Enderman in there. That's not the end of the world, but I think that it's a 3x3 protected space around the spawn block. So I don't think we could lower that ceiling, because I think it would just destroy those blocks if we did. I could pretty easily test it, but I haven't had any problems with it so far. So who gives a shiza? But nah, this leads all the way over here. It's covered with water to prevent the Endermen that drop into the grinder from teleporting away, so that they can, you know, scurry around here. Keeps them relatively on the pads. Got our anvils here for doing work. Oh, I put this chest here. I should take it, because when I brought Famasro, who was Blackberry on the server here, he got himself killed because he went to the grinder and he didn't put a pumpkin on, which is why this pumpkin's here and why we've got extra pumpkins in here. You put that on your head, and then the Endermen don't get aggro when you're hitting them, so you can just walk through the hit them. But he was hitting them from the edge, and they punched him and killed him because he was aggroing them. God, that's loud. Yeah, it's starting to get to the point where I just grab the furthest chest I can away to put these pearls in it, because there's just so many. Sometimes it's hard to find an empty chest. So some of these are partially full, but there's just so many ender pearls. But yeah, that still works the same. And we're at 14 minutes, so I probably ought to stop here. It's in my ender chest right now, just pearls and my backup picks. Yeah, things are pretty cool. I am I am loving continuing to hit the wrong key when I want to stop a thing. I keep wanting to hit F5 to shut that, but... Anyway, loving Minecraft right now, 1.4. 1.5 is supposed to have some cool stuff with redstone. God, that's loud! But, yeah, I will talk to you minions later. Goodbye.